Happy 2022, everyone. We're starting off the year with one of my channel staples at this point. We are interviewing Mr. DJZ, Zane, right here. And he has just dropped a visual for the track Medusa, which you should go check out. Links are all below. Zane, welcome and 2022.
Thank you, my friend, and Happy New Year to you, Judah. What an exciting year ahead. Hopefully COVID-free for the two of us.
Oh, indeed, mate. You know, it's going around there, but it will not stop us from striving, succeeding, and living this year to the fullest within restrictions that we can.
That's right. You tell them.
So, of course, we have some business to attend to.
As always.
Yes, indeed. So as much as there is always pleasantries, we have the aforementioned questions that we have to do. So the visual, so you got some visuals, we got the music video for Medusa up. How was the experience filming on set?
Yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed the process of shooting the music video for Medusa. You know, working with CERN Studios, who was the production team behind it, was amazing, and they knew exactly what to do and how to bring my vision to life, which is something that I've always, admired as a filmmaker myself. There was great vibes on set, with the beautiful snakes. They just made it so much more enjoyable. But the most important thing for me is, I got to do it alongside, people like Lady P, my best friend Anna, who did the special effects makeup and that. Hair done by my hairdresser since I was a young kid, and just a production company that I've always wanted to work with and have looked up to. So I got to work with such a great team, and it was just nothing but positivity and good vibes on set. And I've always been eager to shoot a music video since I started my music, but for one reason or another, it just hasn't fallen into place. So to finally have it come to life and to see Medusa as it is now, I'm very proud of the finished product. And it just feels great to finally have my first music video out there.
Yeah, and it's a stellar video, honestly. And the fact that it has just so much context around it, you don't know what really goes into the whole production of it, and the fact that it could get everyone involved, it just shows you that it's not just one person, even though it is one vision.
That's right. Yeah, it takes a team. What's the saying? I don't know what the saying is.
It takes a village to raise a person, or
that's the one. Yeah, whatever that quote is.
Yes,
whatever it's probably, that's legit.
The village quote.
Yeah, the village quote explains how it was on this music video. We just had everyone coming to do one thing or another, and it just worked together so beautifully. So I'm very happy.
It all culminated into this grand process. Now,
exactly.
this infinity gauntlet that you assembled, how essential and how were the snakes to it?
Listen, all right. So not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was definitely afraid at first, as I've always had a fear of snakes or anything that just bites or attacks. As when I was 4 years old, I had my whole top lip bitten off by my dog. So
shit.
Anything that bites, I'm a bit all resistant, stay away.
Hey, that is a rational fear to have. I don't think anyone's gonna flame you for that. Really.
My whole lip was hanging off when I was 4 years old. My mom turned around and so that's why I've got a fear of anything that bites or just things like that. But during the whole of lockdown, I started planning what the visual would be, because I knew when Medusa would be coming out. And obviously I needed to have the snakes there because it wouldn't make the video what it is, and it just adds to that element of realism and bringing that whole concept to life. So
seasoning to the meal.
Exactly. So I knew that right then and there. I was I'm going to have to do it for the sake of the video, and you're going to be fine. But yeah, I was shitting my pants talking to P, who owns the snakes, because Petra, Lady P, she collects snakes. So she's their owner, and she looks at them like her children. So that happened, and I knew straight away. I was talking to her, I was they're not going to bite, are they? No. They're not venomous, no. And then it gave me a bit of ease of mind. But the day of the video, I was just trying not to think of it too much, and I was you know what, I got to do this. You're gonna be fine, Zane. Don't think of that, focus on something else. And as soon, once the snake, was on my back for the first time, which I don't even know how the hell I worked the confidence to do that, but I felt really comfortable with them. I'm not going to lie. And I actually enjoyed them. And every shot that I did with them, there's even some takes that weren't included where I'm just there vibing with the snakes, and I'm manhandling that, and the head's being maneuvered like this. And I'm just not a worry in the world, just working that camera. But thankfully they weren't venomous or anything. So I was sweet. However, I do feel really bad for Nick because at one point during his shot, when he was doing that, one of the snakes that he had was hissing at him, and then he's like, get it off, get it off. And I was like, if that was me and it was the other way around, I would be like out of it. I would never want to touch a snake in my life again. But I was actually the one, oh, that's okay, let me take that one off of you. And I was handling them around the video, like, and I just felt really confident with them. So I worked out and I overcame a big fear of mine. So this video was really monumental for me. You know, I worked over big fears I've had my entire life, and I made a great video. And side note, actually, to that, I am used to dealing with snakes on the regular. So this wasn't anything too far from different, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I feel so slow for like taking a whole like 2 seconds before figuring it out.
That's all right. That's all right. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, probably best you don't.
But I like how there's always one question to ask, and you always have a really good story to follow it. Like,
yeah, I've got these stories, man. But that's why I don't know what it is about my life. It's just weird and eventful in the most weird ways. And things just happen crazy like this. But
quite serendipitous, if I may say so.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But no, I like it being eventful. It makes it more exciting and interesting.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Because I was wondering because I watched it like first on my iPad, and then I had to put it up on my TV because you can project it onto the biggest screen. And I was just like, how is she just? How is Lady P just fine with these? Like I get it. Like you can be comfortable to a certain extent, but
they're her babies. She has names for them. One of them was called George. That's the only one that I remember the name for.
Oh, George.
Yeah, he was a cutie, but it was so funny because we're in these boxes where they're like we're staying when we weren't using them, and they're covered with a sheet. And then we needed to get one of them out. And then the guy who was the cinematographer, his name's Joseph, he went to go open the sheet, and then its head popped through, and he's like, shit. And then it was George or whatever. And we were like, George is the cheeky one, George of the jungle. That was funny. I remember that.
Okay, I love that name. I don't know George personally, but I really love him. He's the favorite one just for that name alone. And
no, George and I got along, but I don't think I had any shots with him because when I put him on, he was the smaller one, and then they were like, he looks pathetic on you, Zane. You got a big body and this little snake here.
Joseph was just
gonna stick.
Joseph was just jealous because of how he pranked him in the start. That's what I'm gonna say.
Nah, I had the bigger one, and those things were heavy. Like after you take it off, you're like, oh Jesus, like it's all this pressure on your neck. But it felt really weird having the like scales like moving across your neck, and that it was an interesting thing. But I'm really glad that I did it because never in a million years would I have pictured myself doing that. But for the sake of my music and bringing my vision to life, you know, I had to get it done.
I got to say that is some major character development, getting over a fear like that, and just realizing that you have a goal in mind, and even if it makes you a bit of cautious and afraid, you still overcame that, and I respect the hell out of that, honestly.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Because your fear of being bitten by something that bites is, dare I say, rational, if not needed in most things.
Exactly.
And for you to just like sort of put it in the back end while still knowing that it's perfectly safe, it's still like, because it's always going to be there, even if you know something's 100% safe. That's how the human mind works.
It crosses your mind once or twice, but I don't know what, I was just in a really good mind space that day, and I knew exactly what I went there to do, and we did that. So yeah, totes to us.
Oh, of course. And to George.
And to George. Thank you so much, George. The video wouldn't have been the same without you.
Shout out to George's Instagram bio was just down.
I'm gonna make that now. Jesus.
Does she have a bio for them?
I don't know, but I think I'm gonna tell her that. I'm gonna get her to jump on that deal.
That is an idea. Like,
yeah.
Like if people can have like ones for like their dogs and their cats and like birds as well, specifically, I feel like snake is just the next like step, clearly.
But wait, Judah. Dogs, cats, birds.
Yeah.
Snakes. Would you be following snakes? A lot of people just see a picture of a snake and then they're like chuck their phone or something. That's why I'm like, I probably won't get as many viewers because people are too afraid of snakes.
Okay, that is true. And then as a child, I did see that movie Anaconda, that really terrible one. And then it was funny because I think, oh my God, I saw it. And then the next year, like my parents took us to Thailand and specifically to like one of those like reptilian farms. And then they got like a snake that was like long enough to be on my sister and myself. And I was like, at first I was like terrified. I was like, oh, I was like, I thought they were gonna. I thought they were gonna be slimy. My dad was like, that is your only problem with the snakes. Like, yeah, I thought they were gonna be like sticky, and I was gonna have to clean myself. I was like,
Yeah.
no. It's like
I had that thought too. I was the exact same. I thought that were gonna be slimy, and I was like, oh, this is nice, like soft.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It's what I think it's a mixture of like their skin is actually like genuinely like because they do shed like often.
Yes.
And
yes.
the fact that you just expect something like sticky and where even though like that makes no actual sense, but the mind
Probably
just works.
all
that
the
way.
like cartoons we used to watch as a kid, where like they always had like a slimy like snake type creature, but
Yeah,
nothing like that.
but it's not even that bad. And it's like, and I remember like my mate also had like a snake as well at his house, and then it's like when it actually got, I don't know why it got out of the cage once, and everyone was like afraid. It's like I was like I found one in Thailand, and it's like oh this one's actually venomous. I was like now I can be afraid.
Yeah, see, if these were venomous, I would not have done it, but thank God they weren't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. But like, I mean, like that's like it's like being near a poison needle at the same time. Like it's like next to it. Don't worry, you're just standing next to it. But you don't have
You
to touch
basically
it.
have a death wish doing that stuff, and I don't have a death wish at this point.
Like I know when people do have venomous like creatures on, they always have the anti-venom like on site as well. But you don't really want that precaution because if you're taking that precaution, it's
for the fact that you need to have that precaution there worries me just right off the bat. So no.
Yeah, like I know at zoos, like with certain snakes, it's like there's like it like in their first aid kit specifically, it's there.
I'm staying away.
Yeah,
I did the video now. No more snakes, please.
Okay, so this has to do with the video, but we'll steer clear of the Slytherin topic. But when you started making the track Medusa, did you have visuals in mind for it, like as you like finished the track? Or did you have visuals in mind generally, like what you wanted for a music video, and then Medusa just happened to perfectly fit it?
Well, I actually wrote like Medusa, like the first demo for it in like 2019. So that song's been around for quite some time, but it was an entirely different track at that stage because I wrote it at the same time I wrote Zeus from Wait and See. And the plan was to have Zeus and Medusa come out together to coincide with one another. But
the Greek mythology duo.
Yeah, and I wanted that as like a double single, but like it just didn't turn out how I wanted it, and I left Medusa, and it like wasn't going to become anything. But when I found this new production for the track, it just fit much better for what I was going for, and I like that it's got that mysterious vibe to it. And then Nick Marcus dropped on the track. Jumped on the track, and then he did his chorus, and it just all fell into place. And I could start to hear and see more of like a vision of what the song could be and what it could become. And I always knew, like, I've always wanted to pay homage to my Greek culture, obviously in visuals, and to bring in my branding, like things just as simple as the black and gold colors, the Greek statues, dripping in gold, like those kinds of aesthetics have always been like something I've wanted to bring into a visual. It's just never come into place. So as soon as I knew I was doing a video for Medusa, I was like, this concept can work perfectly here. Add on Medusa as a character, add on these snakes, bring that whole to life. And then I've got a perfect first video that incorporates every little aspect of DJZ as a brand and Zayn and his culture and things like that. So like I had the idea that's been there, just the whole aesthetic since I started rapping, because there was always an idea to have a video like this. But Medusa just gave it extra depth, and it all came together.
Oh, damn, that's as always a nice thorough answer, and of course into detail. And it's always more behind the picture, as it said. But I love the visuals for it. It looks so clean, like so clean. I could like in some like shots, I could actually see like a very small like 5 o'clock shadow on you.
Yeah. What do you mean 5 o'clock? That's me at 1 o'clock. These walk jeans do me dirty, man. I have to shave every single day, and then halfway through the day.
I know. Like as I noticed, I was like, I can vaguely see it outlined as well. And
I'm on 4K cameras. That's what you got.
Yeah, because like I knew they were clean, and then when I saw close, I was like, wow, this is really clean, like video.
Yeah, it is. Nah, they did very good. Well, CERN Studios, they've always bring the best quality forward. So, working with them, you can expect that for sure.
Oh. Wait, you know the artist Boogie from West Side Boogie?
Yes.
The Eminem signee. Do you know that video called Soho that he has with JID?
I think so.
It gave me a bit of those vibes with just because how you and Nick were going back and forth and with the chair.
Oh, yeah, maybe I think I know the one that you're talking about. I'll
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to rewatch it after because I haven't seen that in a while.
For Soho, because it's like one of my favorite music videos, and because I love Boogie, and then of course if he gets Jid on the track, I'm just there automatically. Because,
Yeah. Oh, come on. Of
yeah,
course. But no, I definitely wanted something where it was like seamless transitions just in and out of one another. I don't like the cheesy, like I said this to you in like I think the
yeah,
previous interview, like when you asked me a question about when's the music video is gonna come, and then I said like I'm not gonna be doing something where I'm like in a street tunnel in the middle of the night with a bunch of lads just
Yeah.
like to the camera, Nick and I like going Medusa. No, wouldn't work obviously. So to have something nicer where we've got our separate like setups and it all like links in and transitions nicely,
Yeah.
nah, it turned out exactly how I wanted to.
Because
Yeah, that's awesome.
as we stated, those videos aren't bad, but it doesn't really suit your aesthetics and
For sure.
it's not it doesn't make sense at all. Like it feels like just a video that you're making for the sense of like that, unless you're doing like some sort of like parody, and even then like that feels slightly disrespectful. But like I get it, it's not your
No, it's not my aesthetic, and I don't want to parody anything. That's their thing. You do your thing, and I'll do my thing.
exactly, and it's just like it just differentiates your style even further as well.
Which is what you want. Yeah.
Oh, exactly. I don't know. Sorry, I'm thinking of like the thousands of street videos now that I'm thinking about.
Thousands,
like just
millions, probably. I'm telling you.
oh, the thousands that are popular, and there's millions. I feel like I wonder how many of those are uploaded every day on YouTube. Like if you just like search like rap and like with like low views, you could find like at least 3 of them with like.
We're gonna do an essay, like examination of this, please. I'm gonna do the tally scoring of one day. You do the next day, and we'll find out.
I would honestly love analytical data on that. Just like fully, just.
This is my thesis.
It's like some sort of help program. It's like every day. It's like 20 of these videos are released every hour. It's like you can help. It's like
now.
It's like you can help these people. It's like by getting them. It's like college classes. Like they can make. It's like they can realize they can film anywhere else besides their stream.
Oh, I feel like with those kinds of videos, because it's been there, done that like so many times. I think people just use that as like such a like easy option. Like, oh, I need to do a video. Let's just go straight to this,
It's safe, like at this point.
Yeah, and it's low budget. You can easily pull that off no matter, what gear you have and what your budget is. But I just think it just lacks depth and it doesn't bring a song to life. If you're doing something simple like that, you need to bring more of an aesthetic and brand to it. And that does not show anything like that. Yeah. But if that's your thing and that's what you think makes the song work, then go for it. But there's definitely none of my tracks I'm going to be doing that.
Yeah, because the music video for yours, like it shows a lot of your character, like with all the Greek iconography there as well, and just like the tight knit editing, the color palette that you've used as well, the clean cinematography as well. That's and right, like the other ones, like if that's their like personality and that's like the kind of music they make and they're setting that as an aesthetic, that's fine. But like I feel like if you really want to like branch out, you got to really show your personality. Like the one street video that I think works with that came out last year was that Beatbox 4 with Nelly Chopper. And that's just because there was like a shit ton of editing in it.
Yeah. And because you can get away with that when you've got a lot of good editing too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was just crazy and it was just matching his like insane flow and like the beat as well. And like I was like, okay, this is fine. I accept this. He even crashed a car for some reason while coming out of parole.
I'll take it. Yeah.
I don't know how I wonder if he stayed out of parole, but like but yes, okay, we'll move on.
For another day.
Yeah. I shall move on. So with this release of Brunettes, Trendsetter, and Medusa, just going to be leading to an album coming very soon in 2022 for the fans of Mr. DJ Z.
Yeah, so last year was a very weird year for everyone, including myself, where I thought that the rollout of the album would lead from the beginning of that year till the end, and the album would come out end of last year. But obviously, lockdown, things didn't go to plan. So the whole rollout of the album, it's changed. And as I said last year, I was hoping to release the album one step ahead early this year. My plans have changed again because I've got so many songs on this album. I've been creating during lockdown and beyond. And my aim for this next project is to give every single that I'm going to be dropping a bigger moment and more time for people to digest that and truly enjoy the music, because each song that I'm dropping is different in one way or another, whether it's like the aesthetic, the theme of the song, the genre, or just something different like that. And I want people to appreciate that a little bit more, because I feel like when you drop albums, people don't really get the time to digest through it. Like you and I, we're music fanatics. We love doing that stuff. That's like part of what we do. I love going through an album and hearing it from track 1 down through to the end. But that's just not how the market is right now, unfortunately. And in order to cater for that, and the amount of songs that I keep creating, I'm just going to be doing singles and giving each song their time. But there is a lot to come this year. Like I've got so many songs that are ready to go and be dropped, and more visuals to come. Hopefully, depending on COVID and that, more shows, you know, more things like that. But I'm just like, this is not to say that there's not going to be any projects, because I do have some smaller projects. I'm not going to say too much coming very, 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 very soon. Especially something that's like just full of absolute club bangers. So I'm doing little things like that to still feed my audience and the day ones, because I know that they like that and they're used to me having these big albums just drop with this a multitude of songs. But I'm trying to do something different this time, and I feel like when I did drop Wait and See, not every single song that I would have wanted to have a bigger moment really got or received that. And I'm not going to let that happen for one step ahead. So, yeah, I'm just going to take it track and single by single, and just stay tuned, everybody. You know, there's a lot to come. And if you've liked Trendsetter, Brunettes, and Medusa, then I can only imagine how much you'll love these next few singles. So, yeah.
I've thought of an analogy that can perfectly describe exactly what you were doing, besides, you know, the actual typical album role.
Yeah.
You are MCUing the crap out of this. You are building up a larger universe, giving every single film its moment to split up. But then when it all comes together in the Infinity War of your album, it is going to, it'll all be assembled in one of the best things, and everything will finally connect. I feel like that Infinity Gauntlet joke I made earlier has now just led to this.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I love that. That matches this perfectly. What a good analogy.
Oh, thank you. It's my strong suit.
Yeah. That's why he does what he does, people. Give it up for Judah.
Indeed. It's like, but like I try to vary the way I speak, like you said, for these interviews. But now I got this question, this very episodically laid out question. Taylor Swift has Swifties. Lady Gaga has her Little Monsters. Nicki Minaj has the Barbs. And for the example, and just for the sake of stretching out this question, Logan Paul has the Low Gang. Now, for the supporters of yourself, Mr. DJZ, Zane yourself, what would you say? Would you call your fans? Is there a designated name for them that already is out there that I am unaware of personally?
Well, this is a really good question, Judah. Good job for this.
Thank you.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely it's crossed my mind like once or twice, like throughout my career. I was like, what would I call a group of my fans? But there's nothing that's really like stuck for me where I'm like, oh, that's it. You know what I mean? Like the Zers, it just doesn't like add up. You know, it's silly things like that. But for me, calling people who I work with or just who are like in my circle the real ones has always been something I've done. And I've always called anyone who I'm around, like, you're a real one, you know, like they're similar to saying like, you're my OG or my day one. But for me, it's always been, we're the real ones. So that's kind of something I've always stuck by with my team. But at the same time, like, you know, it could be something like bringing in my Greek culture, like the Greek gods or something like that. But I'm not too sure. There's nothing that I've come up with at this moment. And I think it'd be great to leave that up to my audience and my supporters to come up with themselves, because I feel like that would be more meaningful. So I don't know. Do you have any good ideas, Judah? Do you have anything I should use?
I didn't tell you this, but I wrote a list.
Well,
okay.
Give them to me now. I'll give them a 10 out of 10 rating.
Okay. Do you want from top? Do you want the ones that are my personal favorite, or do you want like from like or just any random one? Okay.
Any random.
So so of course we've got Gen Z, which is ironically, I know, yeah, that was my least favorite one.
That's funny. That's good.
Yeah, I know. Right? I was like,
smart.
When I asked that, I was like, should I tell him the ideas? Like, no, I want to keep this as a surprise. So there's Gen Z. There's the totally insane.
I used to say that shit. You know, if you go back, like you won't ever find these on my old, like my first mixtape. You know how many lyrics I had where I was like, I'm amazing because I'm insane. Oh God, that just brings me back to the old days.
Oh, no,
That's shocking. Oh my God, never. No, please. Nobody like that, please.
oh. And then there's, I got Z's with no sleep. I don't know why I wrote that one down.
But true though. True.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The insomniac Z's.
I got the Greek gods just out of mythology sake. Like there was that one I actually did. Oh my God, I read this in the wrong order. I did my best ones first.
Oh no, it's gonna get worse.
Yeah, that get worse. That explained. I was like Gen Z. That's good. What am I on about? And then I was like,
Gen
it's
Z's
like they're
great.
totally insane. It's like that's also good. And then I was like, oh no, this is the list on the decline.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's all good. Give it to me. These are getting more and more interesting, I guess.
Okay. Oh, and then the last. I don't even know why I wrote this. I wrote and the last one is just DJZ and the proclamation of Australians.
What went through your mind, Judah? I need to know.
Okay, look, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm not gonna lie. I picked it Gen Z and they're totally insane.
Right now at this stage, Gen Z is a really good front runner, but we're gonna have to give it up for the fans. This will be my next poll on my Instagram, and then I'll say just names created by Judah just for them.
But because that legitimately that is my favorite question that I thought of, and I was just like, and then I was like, and then I was because I was on my break.
Luckily, I asked though. Wouldn't it be embarrassing if I never asked and you were just like moving on?
I was gonna bring it up anyway, but like I was happier because then I didn't feel like I forced it in. But like it came up so naturally. Like, oh my God, it's like he's gonna ask.
Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. All right, well, thank you so much.
No, thank you for actually for indulging me on that.
Of course.
I'm sorry, I gotta get it together.
Get it out. Come on, bro. Come on.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So, with the visuals going hand in hand with Medusa, I'd say very well. Would you ever consider for either a future run of tracks that are going to be singles, or potentially an entire album being accompanied by visuals in like a mini movie form?
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a visual album, and it's like because of my filmmaking background, you know, it would be so incredible to do that. It'd be something very special for me. But I would want it to go hand in hand with a conceptual album. Ooh. Because I feel like with One Step Ahead, it's not a conceptual album, and there's so many different videos that I'm going to be doing, but each of them, it's like in different worlds and story worlds. Yeah. They're not linking to
it's their own universe rather than it canonically being a larger picture.
Exactly. Yeah, they're not joined in any type of way. But if I was going to set out to do it, it would have to be with a project where I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I'm set out to do. Let's make a conceptual album about this. This is how the visuals will coincide with that. And I was meant to do that last year for a particular project that didn't see the light of day. But that's okay. There's definitely going to be some point later on in my career where I will want to be doing something like that. And hopefully I'm able to create that. But just with the next chapters of my projects, we'll see, you know, who knows what I'm going to be creating. Right now, I'm only focused on this one album. I have no idea what's going to come down in the next few years or so. But visuals are very important to me. And to create a visual album where I'm telling a story and something that will be very important for me to tell, that would be incredible. And it's definitely on the cards are on the table for that. So hopefully that'll happen one day.
Oh, I would love to see it, honestly, because I asked this question because I was looking back at a lot of the Weekends After Hour videos and how they sort of segment into each other. I was like, that's good. Not
even After Hours. Like, did you watch the Starboy?
Yeah. Those
Mania. That's what it was called. Yeah.
That was also amazing. And then there's also the Runaway film that came in with Kanye West, like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That was also amazing.
There's another one.
And then recently there's the artist Quedeca, like for his album.
Yes, I
saw
From Me
that.
To
You, and the whole climb. He climbed up an entire mountain, and it went. I love that. That whole album, that visual, like made me a huge fan of him.
But see, they're like, those are artists like The Weeknd. he's an artist who he writes and he sees visually, like when he's creating, and he's always going to bring those dark concepts and aesthetics, and it always works so well with the music. But with me, because all of my music is so vastly different with the genres, to put that all in a visual album, I'm no Beyonce with Lemonade. I can't do that right now. And it's just it won't work. Like, this is just my first video, you know. I'm talking like I've been at it for years doing these like music videos, but being my first music video, it was good to just have it by its own and have this concept. But later down the track, let's hope that I do that, because, you know, that'll be something that I can bring in all of my skills and everything that I've worked towards being a filmmaker, DJ, and rapper into one. Like, that'd be dope.
Yeah, honestly, and I'd love to see it, but I gotta say, very humble response though from that. Just, but still, because the video and the visuals are just like really good. Like for the first, it just looks so goddamn clean. I can't get over it. Like, it's just like look, it just, and then it also give you the reminder of that video. It's a weird association, or like that. But I would actually love to see like a visual, like because the thing that's hard with a film, you have the consistent story for consistent vision or sound that you're going for. And I get why, because you have such a vast, varied sound that always goes like, it basically goes for a mixture of your culture as well as like club bangers and generally like your sound palette. And because your sound palette is very diverse, it's hard to create a larger universe that matches that exact thing when you have something that's so varied.
And I think it comes down to the fact that I hate creating songs that sound the same, because I'm always like, yeah, like I have songs that are similar genres or have similar production, but they have to have a different element that just stands out for me. And if I was to set out to do like one step ahead, like it was a visual album or a conceptual album, I would have found that every single song would sound the same. And for me, that's really boring. I like to dip into like different genres and dabble into different concepts that I'm writing about topically. So yeah, it just would not work for one step ahead, but definitely for a different project. Let's hope.
Excellent. As long as it's in the back of your mind, that's all good for the insane.
Yeah, but like I wouldn't do it unless it was 100% right in that time. Like I'm all about good timing, and things will happen when they're meant to be. And like it's like I said with this video when we last spoke, you are like, I hadn't done a video in like the 3 years that I had been doing this yet. But that was because I wasn't just going to drop any video where it was just something basic and but like not with the proper budget and backing that I wanted it to have. And this one, definitely, I knew like after seeing the finished product, I was like, this is the one, this is exactly what I wanted, you know, to be my first video. And yeah, doing a visual album straight off the bat without having any other like
build up or experience.
Yeah, it just would not feel right. And it wouldn't get the moment that I would want to give it, you know, for something so well involved like that.
Yeah, I always appreciate with you, whether it comes to like dabbling in other genres or just anytime you stretch out, when you go swinging, you go fucking full swing. You don't do you don't do a punt at the thing. You're going for a home run. God damn, these analogies just everywhere.
Oh, yeah, he's killing it tonight. Come on, yeah.
Oh man, I've stepped up my game. It's just 2022.
How many is down? 4 down now. Like he's at it now.
I never miss.
It's a hit or a miss, and he's only making these hits.
Oh.
Wait, where is that? Is that in the back? Oh no, it's not. That's different. That's a different quote. Sorry, I'm reading I thought it said it there, but it was like, yeah, you don't fuck with me on my ways. Different. Anyway.
Well, yes, I'll keep going.
Shout out to Sahara. Anyway.
Shout out to Sahara. So with shows like Goat Talk, Hot Ones, and Nardwuar's Interview Vault, and let's just like not bat around the bush, the decline of like traditional TV media and outlets like that, and the emergence of like a lot of online outlets such as Complex and GQ going fully more online than as a magazine before. And even more with like independent creators coming up, like, you know, some people like Couch Sessions, you know, we got like our local support, you know, shout out.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, would you say that the traditional media is fully dead, or would you say it's more evolved?
So, like as a media student myself, unfortunately, I feel as though the industry in general for media is so vastly different to what it used to be and how people are consuming media. And like I was mentioning before, audiences aren't able to digest and process media like they once did, and like their attention span is like completely different to what it used to be, where, you know, that's why TikTok is such a big thing nowadays, because it's just little short, quick videos that they're able to swipe through and digest. So with things such as like interviews, I remember like every single top artist used to, like, before their album rollout, was doing interviews upon interviews upon interviews, but that's kind of died out now, and people aren't
Yeah.
doing that as much, as opposed to, let's get this TikTok trend up and
Mm.
running, let's do this incentive, you know, to get the track out there. Which is kind of sad for me, because I've always loved watching interviews to get
Yeah,
that, you
same.
know, like larger insight to what the artist like mind was in creating their music or project or song, you know. So
Yeah. And if they're just an interesting person, it's always good to see how they're doing, check up on them, and get their state of mind as well. Because then
exactly.
it also hints to how the project is as well. Like, it reflects on their music as well.
Yeah, 100%. Because like Instagram and all types of social medias, like, it's so fake nowadays, and anyone can put on the front of having a particular lifestyle that they really don't have on social media. Where, like, as opposed to like these kinds of interviews where it's just something relaxed between you and I, it's just a general conversation, and it's both of our natural personalities coming out and talking about any topic about our music, you know. So I enjoy things like this, and I hope that they don't die out. But are people really bothered to go out of their way to watch things like this or enjoy or consume that type of media? I definitely don't think at all as much as it used to be, but I'm definitely someone who does, and I like to learn more about someone's project and the writing process behind it. So doing these things for me, it's something important. And whether people watch it now, or like, let's say 3 or 4 years down the track, when hopefully I've like made it a bit gained a bigger audience, then they might be able to enjoy it even more, because they're like, oh, this was where DJ Z's mindset was at this point of his career, and look at how it's changed, or something like that.
No, it's all good.
I got the note. I think these gonna die soon, so we're gonna have to take an intermission if they do, but it's okay.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. I've got my AirPods on standby.
Okay.
But anyway, sorry, that scared me. It made the and I was like, oh. But yeah, nah, it's definitely sad. I love doing interviews, and like even the interview with couch sessions, like I like getting asked different questions and talking to different people about my music, because people have so many different questions. Like, you might ask something, but then he'll ask something completely different, or you'll ask something to me, and then somebody in my family will ask something completely different. You know, like the questions are just so different. Like, oh, like, are you famous? Or, oh, you know what I mean? It's just like,
it's like different conversations with different people. That's what's great about interviews, because that's really what it's just like. It's basically a broadcasted conversation.
Exactly, because people have different like things they want to know, and it's good that we get to do this. So I get to allow my audience to have a bit more of an idea of where the music came from and what's the process behind it. So yeah, I plan to continue to do this, Judah. So don't worry, I'm not putting you into retirement.
That's all good. Because although I do realize there's like a trend recently, like where like there's, even if the interview format isn't dead, it's evolved to a point where sometimes there's less emphasis on the interviewer themselves. Like a lot of like the song association is literally just like the artist themselves, and you can just tell there's a camera crew there, but there's no one really like interacting with them. And as much as like it's not bad, because you get to still know a bit of factoids about the person, they get to like entertain you, and you get to see like the artist a bit more themselves. Sometimes I feel like it's nice, like this, like the classic radio shows, like, or like even like Sway in the Morning, or even like the guys at like the LA Leakers. Like, I love seeing them like get on interviews as well.
You know who's an amazing interviewer?
Oh, who would you say?
Zane Lowe. Have you watched his interviews?
Zane Lowe. The name is familiar as hell.
Not me, sorry. Zane Lowe. He's actually, I think he was New Zealander. I think he is. But no, he's really good interviewer, because he sits down. But a lot of the bigger artists enjoy doing interviews with him, because he has a genuine love for the music, and I love watching it. He did one with Nicki Minaj. He did one with The Weeknd for Starboy.
I know this guy.
Sorry, he does all of the bigger artists. He comes in and does interviews with them. He's someone you should look into more, definitely, if you have.
I've seen his face and a lot of clips from him, but I have never put the face to the name, and I feel very bad for that.
That's all right. No, he's very good, and he has a great name, if I do say so myself. So.
Oh yeah, you know, but it's, no bias there whatsoever. This is just a purely objective opinion on an interview stage right here.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, I'm glad I can get like a take, not just from you, an artist yourself, but a media student as well.
Yeah, no, I love media, and that's obviously why yeah, no shit, Zane. That's why you're studying that. I love it though, but to see how it's changed, it's just it's a very challenging time for anyone who's in media right now. And even with COVID, it's added even more extra pressure where we're constantly
Yeah.
having to find more ways to like get a job in
Mm.
this industry, because there's jobs that are just cutting like day after day. But if you're not doing things like TikTok, then what are you doing, you know? I even hate like, sorry, this is might be a bit like off topic, but there's just like, even when they do like things in their street where you can tell that it's all staged and they're doing like an interview.
Ah,
You
yeah.
prefer a six pack, a
Six
six
pack or a
pack
dad bod. That,
bod,
yeah,
stuff
that,
like that. I'm like, this is like, what has happened to the world where people are going out and asking people these kinds of questions? It's just pathetic. But you know what?
Mm.
That's how they get their money and make a living. You do you.
yeah. I thought that trend would have died out in like 2014, 2016 when it was a thing. Like,
I think that was one of
prank
the first
invasion.
TikToks I saw this year.
Yeah. It's, I not to be biased at all. I blame America.
No comment. I love the American.
Yeah. This, what I have said, has no association with DJ Z or Zayn himself or any of the products that he.
Z does not approve this message.
This is standing opinions withheld by said Judah Theodore of the show.
Oh my god, fact.
It's okay. You are no longer liable. That's on to me for the.
That's right. I feel lighter now.
For the slanderous accusation that I have since pardoned onto you unintentionally.
I think they know. They know that they're not normal anyway, so it's okay.
It's okay. It's just blows up in Twitter cancellation.
Yeah,
I blame America. That's my biggest fear. Just like one day, if anything ever happens, you just see it the next day. You wake up to the cycle without even knowing it.
You're gonna get cancelled tomorrow, Judah. I'm sorry to hate to break it to you.
I speed ran the way. It's like I didn't even get to the fame part yet. I just got straight to the cancel.
Cancelled before fame. I love that. That's my next album. Yeah.
Ooh. I can see the visual already. It's just like an X next to you and like, oh no, and like the angry Twitter
It'd be a very Eminem inspired album.
Oh my god, I can even imagine the Dre-esque beats on it.
One day, that's my next project. Okay. You're gonna have to produce. Come on, Judah. You know exactly what we're doing. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Now, speaking of projects, excluding your deluxe album that you released at the end of last year, would you say that in this environment of streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, and just generally just mostly not being bought albums, would you say it's a lot harder to keep up with a fast-paced environment where people are just going through projects like that because everything's coming out every week? Or would you say that your music can work well enough where it sustains itself even in such a volatile market? Zane?
I think Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, you're back. Yeah, you're back. Wait, you're gone now. Wait.
I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Wait. You're gone.
I'm here.
You're back now.
Can you
You're
hear
back.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm gonna have to edit that out, but it'll work well.
That's okay.
Pretend that I didn't.
All right. Hold on, ready? So sorry.
I'll keep a straight face on.
That's gonna make it worse.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so I love making projects no matter what it is, and I'm a big sucker for albums because I love to hear a project bring together a concept or idea. But I definitely don't think the best way to go about things is just dropping album after album, because like you put here, the example for Roddy Ricch.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I think it gets boring and repetitive, and it's like, because there's no hype around it leading up towards it. When you don't do proper album rollouts nowadays, it doesn't work. And we've seen so many good examples of that last year. You need to have some type of professional rollout where people are doing the whole pre-saving, the pre-ads and whatnot.
Like Lil Nas X on TikTok, and then Adele having that live concert beforehand really is like they're two different examples, but they show two very successful rollouts for an album.
100%. And like things like that, to apply that to myself, I did that with Brunettes, where I wanted to do the Zoom listening party for that song because we're in lockdown, and I wanted to like give all of my like favorite listeners and supporters who've always been there for me to get that first initial listen to it. So you're giving that taster, and then like I premiered Tall Boy at the same time. You know, I like doing things like that. They're good initiatives. So you got to come up with these fresh ideas of how you're going to market your music. And for me, just dropping projects with no singles just attached with it and just expecting people to come in and like want to delve into your story, unless you're The Weeknd, of course.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. You know, no one's going to go out of their way to do that. So yeah, I don't think people should be doing that. I'm definitely not going to be doing that this year. The fans would not gravitate towards that kind of project where I just drop a surprise album.
Yeah.
People would not really digest it because there's no like hype around it. So for me, dropping singles and like giving little different tasters of the different styles of One Step Ahead, it's going to do well at the end of the day, where at least you've gotten a good glimpse of each aspect and side of the story, so that when you get the album and you put that whole body of work together in one piece, you're going to get it and it's going to click like, oh,
you get your Infinity War.
That's right. But yeah, I'm excited to get to that stage, but right now I'm just going with the flow and letting these singles speak for themselves. So stay tuned.
Yeah, because another reason I asked that is not just because, like, you know, Roddy Ricch going 2 years without an album and then only selling 40K projected, considering it's not to say like it's a bad sale, but he went number one around the country for like a whole month, like with the box and just
There's
the album
that,
off like
but
that.
Then there's also if it was a good album, would it have been different?
Oh yeah, I would say the album isn't bad, but my expectations were way too high, and he didn't really do anything new.
I don't think I'll ever come back to that, and especially because it was released at such a later time.
Yeah,
no, it just didn't work for me. So
yeah.
I feel sorry for the guy because big album to just
drop.
Yeah,
and talented dude as well, and he seems really nice as well.
Yeah, no, for sure, but maybe the label was behind something and they should have advised better. So I blame the label personally.
Yeah. I did come away with the intro track and the one with Takeoff on it.
Yes, I remember that one. Wait, hang on. There's one song. I've got it on my playlist. Hang on. Let me just do it.
I'm curious to see this.
Oh, where is it now? This is how far down it is.
Oh, Paid My Dues. That was the name of the Takeoff song. I had to remember.
I think that's the same one as me. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hello. Spotify. What is this? My thing is not working.
Legit.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. It's just lagging.
Oh, okay. Easy. I was doing that thing where Spotify pretends it doesn't know what internet is, and then it goes back to
Paid My Dues and Don't I featuring Gunna, but I think wasn't that like a bit more R&B or something. But
yeah, and I never thought I would ever say this unironically, without context. You can get me over this clip. Gunna carried that track.
Well, there you go. But he definitely didn't carry that one with Chloe that I heard today.
No, we don't. That's, I don't care how dated that makes that video. We'll have to talk about that later.
When you get a chance to listen, let me know.
But yeah, because the only ones I came away was the intro track. I think is that Live Life Fast. Yeah, the Live Life Fast, and then the Pay My Dues. And then I don't know. I thought Live Life Fast was setting the whole aesthetic of this album. I was like, oh my god, he's not going trap. He's going for a whole soul album. And then I heard this, like, this sounds like beats that Gunna rejected for the rest of the album.
Probably is though. You know, you never know.
And then it's weird because you know Roddy Ricch has such a nice sound and flow. I don't know where that went. Yeah,
exactly.
Because I always like how he has that variation and he chucks some singing in there because he does have some vocals, and then it just wasn't there for that entire album. It
sounded very lackluster and like not a lot of thought went into it. It was just like, I'm just making a couple tracks and vibing out here, which is cool and everything, but don't expect it to be a big
a mainstay in a playlist or in people's like rotation. Because
no, I already deleted them all. Sorry,
it was weird. Oh, also Late at Night, but I don't count that because that came out really early in the year beforehand.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, but like, see what I mean? Rollout, like,
yeah, exactly. That because he released it in like May, like was it? I feel like it was either May or was in like July, like in the start of lockdown for us.
Yeah, lockdown, definitely.
Yeah, that was when it was. And then people were underwhelmed by that. I liked it, but like I was like, is this really the single? Like I was like, oh my god, that's one of the best songs.
Yeah, I definitely think we would be great people to start a label because we would know exactly what to do for an album rollout to make it work.
Indeed.
But what these people are doing nowadays with their rollouts, I don't even understand half of it and how they expect it to be such a big breakthrough album when it's like what did you expect? You know, like
you can put effort into the project, but then you got to promote the hell out of it as well.
Yeah, exactly. You got to make people want that shit. And if
like
then don't.
Your name isn't enough to sell a project. You also got to selling the project as well, like as a
Yeah, like The Weeknd could just randomly drop an album and be like, hello, there you go. But no, he still does like a lot of heavy promotion around it.
yeah,
Like where he did that Twitch stream today for the album
yeah.
and stuff like that. So you got to be innovative with your ideas of how you're going to bring people in and reel them into your albums. But yeah, it's definitely a different place right now we're living in.
Even then,
What is this
he
world?
always promoted the Dawn thing as well, like the whole theme, like for the entire thing where he changed his Twitter bio, changed his Instagram as well. And then there was this really annoying month in November where he just went on this tweeting storm, like, "Oh yeah, the album's almost done." I was like, you know what? It's done. It's like, wait, I need one more thing. It's like the album's coming very soon. And
Yeah,
like,
but still, it gets people talking because
yeah, exactly. It's still better than doing like nothing. And what makes it worse with the Roddy Ricch album is like there was a couple of Instagram like stories that I saw from him where he said he delayed the album and then he wanted to make it better. Yes, I know, and that he's happy that they've stuck around for him, and that it's because they've given him this time that it's going to be better project. Yes, I know quotes that didn't age very well.
Not like fine wine, that's for certain.
No.
Oh my god, that was
Also, you know the song "Pay My Dues." My mate has ruined it for me, so I can't even go back to it anymore because he said the mixing on Takeoff's voice makes him sound like DaBaby, and I can't unhear that now.
Wait.
So
Oh, I'm gonna have to listen again and then get back to you.
If I ruin the song, I am so sorry.
Doesn't matter. I wasn't gonna come back and listen that much anyway. So it's all right.
He said, I was listening because like, isn't this good? He's like, is it DaBaby? I was like, what do you mean DaBaby? He's like, Takeoff just sounds like DaBaby because he doesn't have the usual Migos mixing. It sounds like DaBaby's in the track. Like, why would you say that? He's like, his flow's even the same as well. I was like, you ruined one of the two good tracks off this album for me. He's like,
yeah.
How could you? He's like, what? He's like, it's good. It just sounds like DaBaby. He's like, what's wrong with DaBaby? He's like, I don't want to listen to DaBaby anymore.
No. Oh my god, nah, seriously, I'm gonna have to listen back at that. But yeah, thank you. Give me a reason not to listen to that album.
Hey, Roddy Ricch just thank us. We've just given him 2 more streams. That felt like really punching down and bullying.
Go stream right now, guys. Go ahead.
I like Roddy Ricch. I kept listening to Pure Souls the entire year. It made my top 100. So okay, I'm sorry. We got sidetracked by mixed. It turned into a Roddy Ricch album review.
Thank you for watching. Good night.
But yeah. So earlier before the fire, you and Lady P went to Melbourne to perform live. I just want to get a general scope of the experience of how it was performing live compared to like studio sessions, how the crowd was, where you're looking forward to performing next. And what can us Sydney ticket purchasers, what can the Sydney ticket purchasers expect from a show?
Yeah, definitely it was an incredible trip. I really enjoyed that with P going to Melbourne, and getting the opportunity to perform alongside her was awesome. We've got a lot of collabs that are already out and a lot that aren't released yet. So to bring that to the stage along with some of my own tracks and some of hers, it was really, really good. But yeah, just the whole Melbourne trip, it was something we even were saying during lockdown, we want to go to Melbourne. And when the opportunity for this gig came around for the two of us, we were like, oh, well, that's the perfect opportunity to go there. Because I remember saying to you, like last few interviews, you asked me about like who my favorite like artist is in like Australia. It's always been Adrian Swish. And I've got like a few tracks with him that like haven't come out yet. But we finally got the opportunity to go into the studio with him and work on a track there with him in person, which was something I've always wanted to do. I've always looked up to him and like I've admired his sound and his branding. So to get that opportunity, and we made an amazing track, which will drop sometime this year. Hopefully, it was great vibes, great to work in a different studio environment, learn a bit more about the Melbourne scene and meet people from that. And like all the people who were involved in the show, it was great to meet them and see how they perform and like what the music is like in Melbourne. Because I've heard a lot of music from Melbourne, but I definitely going in there, I was like, this is great. There's so much more that I didn't even know about, So it's great to see different scenes operate like that. But in terms of like performing, you know, all of my tracks are obviously made and meant for like that club live atmosphere. They've just got that heavy bass and that good atmosphere for them there. But it was
And
great to
plenty of
finally,
energy as well.
yeah, you know it, and that's what I'm going to bring. So it was great to finally be able to bring that to life, and I really fed off the crowd with the performance. And as always, you know, P and I, we don't just come out with no basic performance. We'll bring in a little bit of choreography and stuff like that. So we really enjoyed getting the chance to do that, and all of the preparations that we put into it, and that turned out perfectly. So if COVID works out
Which
how
it
I
will.
want it to, let's hope so. And if it's not an obstacle at some point of this year, I will be more than happy to finally get that hometown show done and dusted so that we can give the people what they want. That's the
Yes.
DJZ live. And I do plan to do that at some point this year, but whether that's now or a bit later, we'll just have to wait and see with COVID. So
Wait and see. Good one.
stop it. I can't say that anymore. But
You've killed the phrase
yeah, I
single-handedly.
really have. I'm so sorry. But yeah, it'll hopefully happen sometime soon. But I really enjoyed Melbourne. Melbourne was great. The performance was awesome, and Brunettes Live is a killer, let me tell you. So yeah, stay tuned for the live show in Sydney. But yeah.
If anywhere Brunettes is going to go off, I feel like it's specifically in the Sydney area as well.
Yeah, no, but I'm telling you right now, Judah, I was waiting for you to show up in Melbourne and then come with your brunette wig on. What happened to that? You did tell me.
Look, you know, I'm assembling my team right now. I am at the Thor stage, so you know it's a bit rough, but we'll get there.
Nah, but seriously, when the Sydney show comes along, I'm waiting for you with that long wavy brunette wig. When I say I want to see all the brunette baddies to the front, and then you're gonna. You
could. One sec. There's a joke I'm gonna try and set up.
Oh my god, what is this?
Never mind, I can't find it. I was gonna make a baseball pun and say I was like you, I'm gonna go in full swing, but I couldn't. It's too far down. I can't get it.
Well, I don't know if you could think of any other ones, but yeah, good one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I saw the Melbourne trip and I was just like, oh, that would have just been mad. I feel like the energy as well from people just coming out of lockdown would have also just been completely insane as well. Like just the urge to get out and then hear music as well, because not that Australians don't have a lot of musicians, but just there's something different about a live experience like that. And just we've been through a lot as well.
And like, I've always wanted to go to Melbourne. That was my first time being there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, P's been there a few times before, but I was my first time. I've always wanted to go there. But like even being in the music scene, it made me want to go more and more, especially for the shopping, which you know I enjoy.
Oh, the shops there.
But yeah, it was really, really good shopping.
Did you go to Luna Park?
No, we were only there for like 2 proper days, and then the other day we came home. So we didn't get, like, we knew we had to go in there, shopping, studio, and show, and that was like our main priorities, and that's all we did. So yeah, we got everything we wanted to done, but definitely, hopefully, I'll be planning another trip up there, down there soon. So we'll stay tuned for that.
And you will go to Luna Park, right?
Next time I will probably, shoot a video there. Come on.
And go to and you can ride the 125-year-old roller coaster that goes around the park.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like there's I forgot if the name was Old Betsy or something like that, but I remember that specifically because it's a ride that goes around the park, like it's the entirety thing, and it's the oldest thing there, and it's like one of the first rides that was there, and it's still functioning and operating, and it's only just been fixed up and like that, but it's still like the main foundation. It's not even too bad. Like there was no loop, but like still like for something that's 100 years old that has like a few ups and downs, it's a pretty good ride. Because
well, that's on the bucket list for sure.
Yeah, but no bias involved here. The Luna Park here slaps a bit more.
I haven't checked out all the new rides now, so I'm gonna have to do that soon. I'm excited.
As am I. I hope they have the Mousetrap still.
Yeah, that one was good.
That is a childhood staple of mine.
Mine too. I've got good like photos from that.
So many good memories. It's just it's such an iconic ride. Like I feel like you can't top it at all.
Yeah, definitely.
So now this is the big chunk. Oh, I know. There's actually not the fun. Wait, do you want the 2022 question, or would you like my surprise question?
Surprise question first.
Okay, excellent. No, man of many choices. So if no, I'm just kidding. I won't even say if. When you get to make your late night TV debut, which late night show, assuming that they all stay the same because they're not going to retire in a while, would you perform under? Out of Jimmy, James, Colbert, or even John Oliver, maybe if I think he does that sometimes as a joke or he does it legitimately. But yeah, if you could, even Graham Norton as well. Like just any late night host you can think of now. Who would you want to perform on first? Like
to perform on any of those shows would be absolutely incredible. Like, come on, what an opportunity that would be. But personally, I can see myself fitting right in with Jimmy Fallon. I think that would work perfectly. That'd be a great late night TV debut. But either or, I would not mind any of those. Like, come on, book me now. You know where to find me at Zany's DJZ on Instagram. Nah, for real though, that'd be amazing. And I can't wait, hopefully, until I get to that point where I get to do things like that, because there's so much more you can bring when you're doing like live TV performances. And I want to do that, and I want that opportunity. So
plus they give you creative freedom as well. Like if you want to do some sort of like visual stunt, like
exactly.
Did you see FKA Twigs' one on Jimmy Fallon?
FKA Twigs is amazing. Do you like, side note, did you like Tears in the Club?
I liked a lot Tears in the Club, but it's hard because after listening to Magdalene, everything is just like, it's so good, Magdalene. It's like perfect.
But that song is I actually really, really like Tears in the Club. For some reason, it's very catchy in my head all the time, but really, really good. But yeah, everything that I
need to listen to it a lot more because I was just mind blown that collaboration even happened, because I don't know why years ago I joked. I was like, I was trying to explain FKA Twigs to my friend he's not into her music yet. He's like, how would you describe FKA Twigs? Like, oh, you know how The Weeknd raps about like the kind of women that he sleeps with and experiences parties with? Yeah, it's like, well, FKA Twigs is basically the narrative of the woman who's experiencing that with someone like The Weeknd.
That's actually a really good analogy way to put it. Love
Thank you. I'm proud of that. And he's just like, oh shit. He's like, that sounds awesome. And
it is, yeah.
But like that, I not to like demean her music to that, but I feel like that's like the best way to describe it. But it's just, I just say it's like potent, raw, like emotive frustration, and then the production just matches that sort of feeling of like hopelessness as well. It's like it's beautiful bleakness. That's the thing that I love with FKA Twigs. But yeah, I can also imagine just Jimmy Fallon, like, when he picks up the phone, like, all right, this next guest is from Australia. I was like, coming all the way here. It's like with the backing band
all the way from down under.
Yeah, the voice. It's like we got it's like DJ Z.
That's good. But maybe you'll replace him. Who knows? Come on,
Jimmy. I would love to replace Jimmy Fallon.
You'll have to be the guest host for that day.
I'll take the roots right from him.
Yeah.
I can also imagine like Jimmy come on. All right, it's like this next guest is from Australia. It's like, check out his new album. it's like
he's still at it. I don't know how. No.
Also, the reason I thought of this question is because making his late night TV debut tonight is Australian artist Genesis Owusu.
Yes, he's been doing very good, especially last year. Had a very good year.
I am so happy that man is getting success, because I saw him on like Instagram and the Facebook ads, and I was like, this sounds really catchy. It's like, but it's a Facebook ad, and I feel so bad that I dismissed it for that. I checked out the entire project. I now own the vinyl.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and I also bought tickets to his concert for the 13th of March.
Well, let's see if that actually happens at this time.
I want it to happen so bad.
Yeah, please, I hope so.
Please.
I hope so.
I got front row ones as well.
Wow. Oh, well, let's put that in that case. I hope it does happen for you.
Yes. Because he's such a cool dude as well. Like just from like the 3 interviews I've seen, the Anthony Fantano one and like I think he had one with Triple J from what I remember. Either that or I'm misremembering. But like, yeah, just seeing Australians get on the big stage there and like in America is just, it's hopeful. It gives our scene life as well.
Yeah, that's for certain. And like last year, we spoke a lot about Masked Wolf and like what he was doing for like the Aussie scene. And I feel like more and more Australian artists are doing that now. It gives you more hope and like courage that you can too achieve what they are.
Oh, I was just thinking like, it's like Would it be a dream as well, just like out of pocket, if you got to do the footy grand final halftime show?
I would do that for sure. I'd love that.
What if you did? Would
My
you want?
version of the Super Bowl.
Or
What do you mean?
because I was also discussing with a mate. He's like, "What if Genesis Owusu did that?" I was like, "Oh, that would go insane." Because he was like, because he has such a dynamic sound. I can't like pin it down to one thing because it's a bit of rap.
Wasn't there like a big debate on like 1-4 doing it or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that. Did they not do it in the end?
I don't know whether they did or didn't, but if they didn't, I think that's something that needs to happen. That'd be great to see. They've done a lot for the. What's happened to the anyway?
Yeah.
Sorry.
But like, I feel like the choices are slowly coming more in touch with like the culture of like what people would actually want for a halftime show.
Yeah, but
like,
a lot of the people who watch that aren't listening to that kind of music. So
yeah,
maybe it's there's like politics behind it and stuff like that. So
because
yeah,
I know my parents weren't happy when they saw Amy Shark. They're like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Why don't they just get AC/DC?"
That stuff happens, right? Because they like their like old school stuff, but
yeah,
at the same time, it's good to give these new artists their moment. You know,
yeah, give them a stage.
Look
as
at
well.
The Weeknd now, like all generations are vibing with his sound and music, and especially even more so after his Super Bowl performance. You know, so I feel like with their switches in styles, it's room for everyone to enjoy it. And like as a rapper myself, rap is definitely something that is more generation focused, where people who are younger will more so like rap, but where you've still got those like
old heads
where they're like, they're talking too fast, I don't understand, or
it's not real music.
Yeah, you know, they're just talking and stuff like that. But I feel like through my music being like a bit more catchier, where it's something that I've got a hook, like Fever, for example, where it's like, oh, nah, nah, nah. Anyone can listen to that and still get the hook and like keep singing along to it. So I feel like we're slowly like breaking down those barriers between like the generational music nowadays. So hopefully there's more room for people to do live shows, whether they're something old school and you're having a bit of a throwback, or something new school where they're bringing something different.
I think the generational gap is like, I would say this is really positive. Like, at least with the music scene, I think it is closing a bit more. Like, I think everyone's a bit more open to artistic stuff. And especially now, because not to thank the pandemic, but because of like, I'd say specifically in films, like everyone's palette has been a bit more refined as well, because they're not going to just go to see a movie just because they can, but because they want to now because it's a bit dangerous, and because there's just so much of it as well. They want to pick the best of like the few that you have there. Like, and because it's all coming to streaming as well, I think it's also unintentional, no pun intended, streamline the whole process as well.
Yeah.
And I think because music has fully come into streaming as its main source of listening and not just buying a record anymore, I think that eventually like the music palette of everyone will be as developed and as equal to the same one as the film one as the film industry has. Like, just look at Spider-Man. Like, like that's made $1 billion in a week, which just shows that like it hits on all sorts of strides, not just like kids and adults. Like everyone's seeing that, because I'm not going to spoil anything, but just like it's yeah.
But that's what you need. Like, even with music, like if you're just touching into one specific market, but if you're cool with that, that's fine. Like, you can. Yeah. I just like this underground market that's this type, that's into this type of genre of music. That's cool. And if that's your market and you like to stay within that, that's great. But for me personally, I don't want that. I don't want to be like a one-hit wonder where I have one breakthrough single that's like a club track that is catchy and people don't actually want to listen to my music because it's me. Or like, I want people to listen to my music because they like what DJZ stands for, at the same time as making good, catchy music, you know, because I want them to come back and listen to more and more songs by me, because I've got a lot more to offer than just club bangers where I'm talking about clubbing, sex, drinking, whatever. Although I love making tracks about that, but I've got more songs where it's more like laid back, where I'm talking about real shit that I've gone through, which you'll see more on One Step Ahead when it eventually drops. And then
more sentimental stuff,
definitely
introspective.
Yeah, you need that. But I don't see myself being a type of rapper who's just focused on this one market.
You're not going to restrict yourself or typecast yourself to a certain role at all, and I always respect that.
Yeah, thank you. No, definitely. I'm aiming for bringing people who normally don't listen like listening to rap, becoming rap fans, and not to like toot my own horn or whatever, but ever since I've started, a lot of the reception that I've gotten back from people who listen to my music is, I actually normally don't listen to rap, but I really like what you do, or I really like this song. And hearing that, it like makes me give me that extra confidence. Oh, I'm doing what I'm setting out to do, and people are actually getting it. You know, I'm not just making rap music. I'm making music that people can actually vibe to and like bring themselves into one way or another. So, yeah, I think it's important to do that and to not limit yourself, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah, because as I always say, you always have a way of like diversifying your sound without the people saying that you're selling out or trying to appeal to a mass market. You're just doing it in such a natural way that it always have an influence on like what you want to hear. And it will also appeal to a lot more people because they can genuinely tell that the way you're making this is with care, time, and the fact that it's not just like it's not just, oh, I want to capture a different audience, I'll make a club bang here, but then I'll also make a rap audience one and I'll introspect. Like I think you come across as very genuine with your music as well. Like, that's why. And I just wanted to say that as well. But like, yeah, it's weird like that. But I was also thinking of like, because like with the fast, like the streaming rate that it is now, like a lot of albums like will stream well and then they'll drop off the next week, like by like 60%.
No longevity, eh?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like even Adele had a drop off of like 80% for Adele.
There's so much I can say, but I feel like the music last year was just so weird. Like when I was doing my 2021 like top picks of the year, I found it very challenging, and I was like, I don't know if I really liked these, like loved these songs, or was it just like they were just on all the time? So they made my list because I heard them and they became catchy and I liked them. There wasn't many projects where I fully delved into them and I was like, oh wow, this is like something breakthrough for me, where it's completely changed my perspective of this artist, or it's bringing something different. It was very just like cliche and like one note throughout the entire year, besides a couple of releases which made my list. But I hope that in 2022 we change that and that we've got more releases, which can lead into your next question.
Yeah.
That are just,
great segue.
Yeah, exactly. That are just, more and more introspective and different genres, different topics. We need new, unique tracks. We don't need to hear the same drill and grime beat over and over again. Thank you.
Exactly. Because I think what is like, to finish this off, I think 2021, because it was a year, to be the most generous description, we needed a lot of comfort music, and whether that meant like sonically comforting or just like safe in terms of like the genre you listen to, it's why like a lot of like people's taste didn't either divulge, or why music seems so odd, because it's not that people didn't break out for it, it's just it felt hard to, because everything was changing so much, and the last thing you want to do is try to branch out to something else. Like when the world is so unstable, you don't want another change, because humans are object change a lot of the times, and it's hard for us to naturally go with less. So when you get something you like, generally that's why a lot of stuff like that'll be on repeat. Like as much as like a comfort album is not going to be bad, you can tell that generally there's something you're only going back to because it's like, I could like this other one. It's like, but this is here for me.
I see that and I hear that, and I can understand that perspective of last year. But just personally for me as an artist, I feel like last year, if anything, it was the biggest like breakthrough for me as an artist, where I was doing everything, like I was challenging myself, and I had the moment to like step back and say, let's just try different things. Let's try different sounds, try different topics in my writing, challenge my flows and my writing scheme. So I took last year as an opportunity to do everything that a lot of other people weren't, and that was just playing it safe. I was like, no, I'm gonna challenge myself and expand my market, expand my music and my catalog to something where it's like more and more true to what I've always wanted it to be. So I don't know, I look at it differently as an artist, but I can see like from a label's perspective, they're like, we can't really like challenge people's minds at this stage when they're already challenged right to the room,
Yeah, like this is good, but you're missing out on the females 14 to 17 demographic. You have to make
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So who knows? But I love the TikToks of Adele's album. You know how they've done like
the Easy on Me mashup with the Bruno Mars one?
No, that was good. But no, there's one where it's like Thunderstorm. Oh my God. That Zeus is out tonight, people. You know what? There's actually like a conspiracy theory with me and my music. Every time I have a release, there is a thunderstorm. I don't know if you've noticed.
There was actually one the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. So Medusa.
Yeah.
Hello. Zeus is angry. He's like, no, I thought you were on my side, but now I betrayed him. I've gone to Medusa. Anyway, that's weird, off topic. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, no, there's a Adele remix of Oh My God, but they've got a Megan Thee Stallion feature.
Oh my God.
Have you seen that?
Literally,
it's on TikTok,
no.
and then she's like fully dancing to the beat, and then they did one with Nicki. They did one with it. It's actually really funny because it's such a weird type of production that have a rap verse on, but I like stuff like that. It's so creative.
There's one Adele mashup that I constantly go to, which I don't know if you would like it all, but
what is it?
It's an entire album of turning Adele songs into drill songs.
I'd actually listen to that.
It's Adele on drill beats, and I don't know why it works.
So it works, yeah.
And it's funny because I sent it to my mate who's like a hardcore Adele fan, and he's just like, usually I think tinkering with Adele's music would be blasphemous and a hate crime. He's like, but they slap, and I was like, yes, it's like we won him over.
That's dope. No, I'm gonna check that out after this. That's
okay. I'll send you a link.
Send me the link. I want to hear that.
Yes, I'll send you something from last year. But for this year, segue again, it's like we got some big questions. So artists blowing up in 2022, whether that is local, whether that is from out of state, I would like to get your prediction here so we can either age like a fine wine where it's so palatable, it's delicious, it's smooth, but also bitter at the same time, or it could be like milk.
Yeah.
But either way,
sure.
It's artists.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully, I don't wish anyone bad luck with my answers. But there is an upcoming artist out of Melbourne. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he dropped an amazing like some amazing singles last year. And one of them in particular, it was called Bobby, which made my like top list. It was my favorite hip hop track of last year. His name's Jono. I definitely hope that he blows up.
I think you've mentioned him before as well.
Yeah, maybe after this, I'll show you the song.
It was also it was on a Friday listening party. That's what it was. It was when you and Lady P were streaming. You listened to one of his singles.
Oh, possibly, maybe, yeah, it was one of that. But no, he's really, really, really talented and super underrated. He's one definitely to keep an eye out for, and I think he's just got that charisma that he adds to the track that is missing in the Australian scene. And I hope that people pick up on it. He's one to watch for sure. But yeah, to be honest with you, there's no one that I'm like putting my bet on. Like I'm like, you're gonna make it, because you can't really predict it. Although I did predict Masked Wolf with Astronaut in the Ocean, but I'm not.
That's why I asked you, purely because of your good streak.
Yeah, I've got a good streak of it. But I don't know. This year, there's nothing that I'm really like, oh, this is gonna make it. I feel like I've started my whole playlist on like a refresh for this new year because I'm just excited for new music, and nothing was like really making me go wow at the end of last year. And I was just like, my playlists were going down to like 100 songs, which is not good for me. Normally my like new release playlist, which I just play on repeat on the regular, has like 300 to 400 tracks, but I was getting nothing that I wanted to add to it because nothing was really like
standing out or just
I was standing out. Yeah. So this year, like preferably, I just want to see more and more releases out of Australia, like I said, which are just mixing it up, bringing something different to the table, and like being more versatile. So we've got so many like underrated, talented artists, but they never get heard of because people are just like sheep and they're following like one sound of what sounds good for them, So I don't want to see any more of that this year. And I think there's more time for more different types of artists to shine and have their moment, including myself. So yeah, I think we should all get behind one another as artists and see what can become of it.
As always, love that sort of energy. Local supports local, as always.
For sure.
And because I am a safe gambler, I will pick my boy Genesis Owusu.
That's a good choice, though.
Yes, because he got the Obama pick. I feel like he's set in stone.
I know. Could you imagine? Oh my God.
Oh, would you love Obama to just be like, it's like there was a track, brunettes, and just bumped.
Me and Michelle used to play that for the kids.
Yeah, I was like, Michelle, I was like, finally, an anthem that you can appreciate.
But that was a good impression. Come on, Gino. Yeah, that's good.
Thank you. He's my birthday twin. I have to impersonate him.
You know who my birthday twin is? I don't know if I told you.
No, who is it?
The Weeknd.
Oh, you just won. I can't. I just have a.
I'm sorry, and that's why I feel like
that was a flex. You just destroyed my president.
I feel like The Weeknd and I are kind of in sync in terms of like how we are very dark, but you don't see that in my visuals now. Maybe later down the track, because my music isn't very dark. It's very up.
But you got the same mindset in terms of the creativity that you're going for.
Yeah. And he's always about his visuals and like how he brings in and advertises and promotes his music. So I look up.
Shout
to
out
him,
Elbow
respect him a
Teste.
lot. Is that?
Yeah, he's
What
up
is-
there. Shout out
is it?
Elbow. Top, right up there.
Was that from Starboy era?
Yeah, that's the Starboy era. That's the
Yeah,
the
I
pineapple
couldn't
head.
tell because he doesn't have the old makeup on anymore.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, let's chat quickly about that album.
Oh
So,
yeah, of course we have to.
Initial thoughts.
I would say it's production wise, this is one of his most seemingly beautifully flowing albums, like a film.
Cohesive. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd say I was talking to my mate about it, and he said, and we both guessed it. It's like it has that sort of Kissland feel where it's going for like a sort of really cinematic, and instead of like the film thing, it's going for a radio sort of hit. Like you could just tell it's like
it.
a radio feel of what kind of sounds he would like, and the production here is just so good. Like I don't know how he keeps getting better and better every time, and lyrically, I would say it isn't like a step down, but like I could tell like there's a lyrical narrative. Is a lot more different than it was on After Hours. After Hours felt like a downfall and like a deeper resurgence into this one. This one feels like his usual lifestyle that he always go through, but I could tell that he shaped it through the sound palette that he's more changed.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on it, man?
No, same as you, to be honest. The first thing I noticed after hearing it, I was like, that's a very cohesive album. And I will listen to that album start to end again a few more times just to get more into it and absorb what it is. But I'm really happy with it. I definitely think, like you said, lyrically, it's not my favorite of what he's released. I think that a lot of them, it becomes a bit repetitive topically. And I did see a tweet on Twitter, of course, which said something about they took a screenshot of the track list and said, damn, he's really still wanting Ariana because of the you're still married,
oh my God.
and stuff like that. And I was like, that's so funny. But I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed the first listen. And I think he did experiment a bit more than he has in the past, where he's still, I don't know how, delving into different and new production sounds and making it something amazing again. So totes to The Weeknd. I'm a big fan of him, as I always have been. So I'm very happy and pleased.
Oh, for sure. I really like how it's just like it flowed so well. Like everything went like together piece by piece. Like it's one long string connecting, and then unintentionally, because I listened to the album in order, and then when the final like track came, it transitioned unintentionally. I don't know, perfectly into Sidewalks, which just came up on the feed because it's one of my favorite Weeknd songs. Yeah. And then it seems so seamless. Like, oh, it's like this is intentional, and then I was like, no, this is Sidewalks. I was like, oh,
I wish, exactly. Nah, like for me, Starboy, I loved Starboy as an album, and there's so many good tracks on that one. But I feel like with this one, I don't feel more of a weight where he's trying to be commercial, because I feel like After Hours, there's a few on there where it's like, oh, he's definitely getting more into these commercial sounds on it. But this one, there's not one song where I'm like, oh, he's trying to please this market. He's just staying true to The Weeknd's branding and sound, and he's running with that. So it was great to hear.
Yeah. I will say off of Starboy, True Colors does not get enough love.
True Colors is such a track. Oh my God. It's on my sex playlist. Check that out on Spotify, guys. Beautiful song.
Should I link that down below as well?
Yeah. Why? Just go for it. Why don't you?
Well, we did. No, never mind. I was going to say the truffle butter thing, but we'll
leave that for another day. Who knows?
But it's weird. The Weeknd has already set the bar for 2022 in the best way possible.
And I have to shout out Ina. I know you haven't really like delved into her at all, Judah, but everyone who is interested in Deep House needs to get behind the album. And I was super proud because she's a Romanian artist, to see her on New Music Friday Australia and New Music Friday US for the first time ever. I was super, super proud of her because I've been following her since the beginning. So far, amazing releases. This is the first New Music Friday, and it's just been an incredible week for new music, besides one person. But totes to those artists who did me justice. I'm very, very pleased. They fed me well.
All right, that's are we? So should we quickly talk about Gunna's album?
Maybe not.
Or should we just
let's leave this on a good note, please.
Should we just say what you did to Chloe was bad and you should feel sad?
No, I feel sorry for Chloe. That's all I'm going to say.
Shout out to Chloe Halley. I will be leaving her link in the bio.
Yeah, keen for that new music from
as reconciliation for what happened. But
But on a brighter note, keen for new Breezy music. Next Friday, his singles dropping from his new album Breezy. So stay tuned for that. What a year! This is going to be a great year for music.
yeah.
I feel it. I feel
Well,
it.
other than speaking of other albums, what are the 3 projects you're anticipating? Like just from 2022, potentially, even if
I'm
they
not
don't come
gonna
to
lie. I was keen, like this is again. I was
Yeah.
keen for a new Inner album. I got that. I was keen for a new The Weeknd album. I got that. So Chloe, I don't know if she's doing an album or if she's just doing more singles, but let's hope it. Wait and see for that. But yeah, the new Breezy album is going to be amazing. I have a good feeling about it because he says that it's not going to be a long album. He's doing something more commercial where I think it was 8
so not a
songs or
60-track
something.
album like Indigo.
No, which I don't mind, like good on him for showing how much hard work and dedication he puts into this. He's got a great hustle. But yeah, I was looking forward to those 3 the most. But other than that, I do hope to see a new Nicki album for sure. We've been waiting for such a long time. I want to hear a new Nicki album.
I think she's the storm that she created has calmed down now.
Yes,
and she can go back to releasing music.
100%. I heard Beyonce is going to drop something, so I am curious to see where she's going to take it because The Lion King was just whatever. But this
she has pretty decent live albums as well, though. Like
yeah, for sure. But I feel like Beyonce hasn't released music in the TikTok market. So I'm just curious to see how it's going to work for her and what sound she's going to be bringing. So I'm interested to see how that will work out. Who else? Jack Harlow. I hope he drops a new project this year. That would be something really incredible too. And Tiger as always. But I don't know if you've heard his new track "Lift Me Up." That was his most recent drop. But
I have not.
I'll have to play that for you after too. But that one,
oh god,
that one is actually like
they're dying.
It died. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I can't hear you. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna
intermission time.
Look at this. How nice is this?
Ooh, oh.
Hang on. Oh, they lasted very long. Good on you.
Yeah, because you said they were like going flat. Then that was like a few minutes. Wait, I just realized you can't hear me. Can you?
Have to change it on the Zoom thing too. What a hassle. Sorry, you're gonna have to do some editing. My bad.
It's okay if I didn't. Again, I can't speak. I don't know why.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear myself though, so that's gonna be. But wait, hang on. Let me just So sorry, guys. My AirPods just died on me, so I don't know what I was saying. No, wait,
we're editing this out.
So sorry, guys. My headphones died on me.
For continuity purposes.
Yes, but basically what happened is, oh my god, I don't even know what I'm saying.
Okay, we're talking about
Jack Harlow.
Yes, Jack Harlow.
So Jack Harlow, I'm very excited for a new album. Hopefully from him. Tiger, Lift Me Up was a good release at the end of last year. So I hope to see something good where he's bringing back that more hard, aggressive rap sound.
Yeah,
because he's been doing a lot of just club bangers, which is great, but it gets too much sometimes. So I hope he does something different, or maybe even an R&B album. I'd love to hear that from Tiger. I think he could do that with some good artists. So
and some good producers as well. I feel like that would be like the main thing. I feel like if he just gets a good production wise, he's going to be fine because he has a really nice voice.
For sure, he's got great charisma, and I love his tone a lot. So those are the artists I'm like keeping my eye out on, like globally. But domestically, it's not the same with albums here in Australia. But I hope to see more albums, because a lot of people, unless they're under like a big label and they're more independent, they're just dropping like EPs, which is kind of sad to see.
It's safe, but it's at that same time it's hard because like you really want like a full project sometimes. Just because if you like their sound so much, like the EPs are a nice taster. Like it's a great appetite, but then it's not like a full course steak. Even though it could be like one of the best appetites there, sometimes you just want a steak. Again, another analogy.
And I want that steak from a lot of these artists. So let's hope that they come through with the goods, drop an album. Don't be afraid to just drop that good music. So let's see what happens. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to this year. And based off of, if it's just on the basis of what's come out this Friday, we've had a very good start to the year.
Oh, indeed we have. And I remember last year I did I did a thing called takes that'll age badly, and they all aged terribly. And then it's because I kept asking for a Kendrick album and a Frank Ocean album that I've been asking for since 2017.
And Rihanna. Well, I love a Rihanna
Yep.
album.
Oh my god, I also said Rihanna as well. I jinxed that maybe.
I don't know. It's never gonna happen, is it? I'm
No,
afraid.
Anti's gonna be the last thing we ever get. I don't want that.
Am I bad? Do I feel bad about that? On one hand, I'm like, what a good ending, but at the same time, it's like I want more. I'm greedy.
Yeah.
But
No, I feel that as well. Like she's given us like she's put us on this beautiful cliffhanger that could perfectly either end off her career or could be continued elsewhere. You know, it depends.
she's got the world wrapped around her finger with it, though. She's good.
She can literally do whatever she wants, and like I wouldn't even mind at this point. Like
100%.
plus she's got Fenty, so she's literally set for life. She doesn't even need to release music at this point. At this point, music would probably cost her just a bit of money.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't feel like she'll need to at all, but we'll see. I'm keen to see what this year will bring. Less COVID cases, more good music releases, please.
I also jinxed it because I said Pusha T would release 2 projects, and he released 0 singles and 0 albums.
So maybe don't make any predictions for this year, please, especially
You're right.
if they involve any of the artists that I just said that I'm keen to hear from.
Oh, I also want more Saint Lane. I like Saint Lane as well.
I'm excited for anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just give me good music.
Yeah.
I want good music.
Because what reminded me of Saint Lane was just like a lot of his music actually started playing at my work, and it's just like, oh my god, it's Saint Lane. So I just hit him up. I was like, oh my god, it's like your song was playing those things. I was wondering where I recognized it.
That's the thing with me too, though. Like, I've discovered a lot of music when I'm at work. A lot of like underrated artists. Even one of them in particular, I heard his song playing at my store and I Shazammed it, and I was like, oh my god, this is a Sydney artist, because we don't control the playlist. It's like already from a media company who does it. And then I went and then I
same with ours.
Yeah, it's annoying. I went and I found the artist, listened to the music, amazing R&B vocalist, and we've got a song together. So thanks to my work and its playlist.
Yeah, my work, I don't know why, my work also has a weirdly like niche playlist. Like I remember they were playing Anderson .Paak back in 2017, like before he like they were, Malibu was on the playlist like then. And it's like, because it's like a weird mixture of like top 10 hits and like stuff that's just like
I think it's because of the storm.
Yeah, you caused this.
Zeus, why'd you do this?
I have a confession. I didn't realize it was raining.
Oh, that's all right. But yeah, I heard the thunder and that was bad. It's really bad. But I've got my fan on too. Weren't you the one who said something about the fan on, having the fan on during the night?
Oh, the sleep. Oh my god, the video I sent you, it's just like the guy going, no. It's like when the first time I meet turning on the fan.
Every night I can't. Like if I don't have just a bit of like the fan and like the timer on, I can't get to sleep.
Bro, it's the same thing. And it's weird. I didn't think it was good. I thought I was like, I'll be fine. It's like I can deal with the sun. I was like, I don't need the fan. But then it's like I need the blanket as well. I was like, oh no. It's like, and then I tried doing it one night, and I was like, it's 3 a.m. It's like it's time to turn on the fan. It's time to admit that the fan has won.
Oh, it's been me this whole summer. And they said that it was going to be a cold summer. Yeah, we might have showers, but it's freaking humid. I don't know about you.
It's too hot. Like it's raining, but like I'm like boiling in here as well. And my apartment's brick and tiles. Like it's like that's like that traps in cold and it's still like simmering.
I'm just over it. Let's go to the beach.
Yeah. Let's go get away.
You know it. I know. Is it still recording?
Yeah, it is.
Oh well, hello everybody. Yeah, we had a bit of
technical
as always. It's never a dull moment. You need to do like that editing where it's like and then do like the
and then
few just hours later.
Oh, and then I just do like the Nintendo music where they always have the Wii, and it's like due to technical difficulties, it's like Judah wasn't able to connect. It's like we had to restart the Zoom just a few minutes later. How did I not hear this rain? What's wrong with me? I didn't hear it at all.
I just heard the thunder through the Zoom call.
Oh, because when you were talking about how it's always raining with you, I was like, what are you talking about? It's not raining now, is it?
Yeah, every single time I release something, no joke, I've always had like a thunderstorm go off. It's a weird thing, and like Ben and I have always spoken about it. It happened when Zeus came out. There was a thunderstorm, and I've got video footage of it. It happened when Icy came out. It happened when Wait and See dropped. It happened when Trendsetter,
Fever,
Brunettes, I'm not sure. Fever, I don't think so. And then now Medusa music video. What a weird time it is. And Medusa, the song, when the song dropped, it was raining too.
I think Zeus is trying to tell you something.
He's like, you're killing it. You got this spot on.
Either that or he's maybe like he's impregnating a swan again. Like, you know, we don't.
Shh, don't call him out. Nah, leave him alone. He said
Oh, he heard what I said. He heard the slander.
saying he's giving it to you now. You shouldn't have said anything now. So he's back on my side.
That's not my fault. He knows what he did to the
He
swan.
just, no, I lie. He just came back. I love the thunder. I love to do a video out in a lightning storm.
It's like metal, water, and lightning. It's like, oh yes, it's like this is a perfect combination. It's like you're either there's three options that are happening. You're either going to be fine, get struck by lightning, or turn into the Flash, and one of those is very unlikely, which is being fine.
Well, yeah, I definitely want to make that happen one day. Let's see what happens.
I mean, you're already the lyrical Flash, so you know I feel like you're halfway there. You know, the super speed would only just like
You're too good, dude.
stop.
Yeah.
I'm quick on my feet and I'm quicker with my words.
That could have gone many places, and I'm glad that you said that.
Come on, I'm pure here. I'm the Storm is telling us something at this point.
Shut the fuck up, basically.
Well, at least I can do the SpongeBob 2 hours later joke. There's a lot of intermissions in this one.
Yeah, you can make it funny.
So, anyway, Zane, thank you for coming on. It's been a deep pleasure. Everyone go stream any of Zane's music. The links are down and below. His Spotify, Apple Music are also there. Check out the Medusa music video. It is worth your time. Watch it on the big screen. Watch it on your multiple YouTube channels. Watch it on Get NordVPN. Buy a streaming. Switch your VPN.
Like, subscribe, comment, share. You know what to do. All of that jazz.
And 2022 has come off to a pretty decent start. We got a Weekend album. We got a DJ Z music video. There's only more to come. And unlike the last 3 months, I will actually be back to do something.
Please, welcome back, Judah.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much for having me, Judah, as always. And till the next one.
Mate, till the next one.
That's it.